So how's everybody doing out there? Well, welcome to lucky day 13 of Corona Online School. And so today we're finishing up Unit 2, so we'll be ready for the test on Monday. So today what we're going to do is we're going to be working on assignment 4 and reviewing for the test. So I've got a review packet made up for you guys that you can work on. So you can either work on it during class, I'll be around all day, or if you don't get around to it until over the weekend, just ask questions as you have them. So today we're going to be talking about a software called Geogebra, which you may or may not have heard of before, but this is a very cool piece of free software that you can use. And so it'll actually do a lot of the same stuff that we did with constructions, the compass and straight edge type stuff. It'll actually do it for you without having to use the compass and stuff, which is kind of cool. So it can do 3D graphing, it can do all kinds of stuff. So we're going to use it more throughout the semester. But today the main thing is just to kind of get used to it, just get a brief overview of some of the commands and things like that that we'll be using. So if you look in the assignments, I've kind of highlighted a bunch of the different commands that we'll be using. And so I've shown you what the button looks like so you know what to look for and stuff like that. The very first thing, that's a good one to remember because you're bound to make mistakes when you're doing this. So instead of having to start over, you can just hit the undo button and it'll undo what you messed up. And if you need to, you can undo a few times to go back. So let me pull up GeoGebra real quick. So I'm using the iPad, so I'm using the iPad app. So if you have an Android or whatever, you can do it on Android. If you want to use it on your computer, you just go to that link and that'll take you right to it. So just so we can see what it looks like. So here's what the app looks like. And it pretty much looks exactly like the computer version and stuff like that. So all of your commands are going to be over on the left hand side. And so if you notice there's a more button, so you'll have to click that to actually capture more and more things. And if you go down, I think there's even another more. So there's a lot of different things that we can do with this. And so it's all broken into categories. So a lot of the stuff that we're going to do is in the basic tools. But if you look, there's a whole construct, so that's what I was talking about, where you can construct perpendicular lines, bisectors, parallel lines. So we'll use a little bit of that. There's some measures, so you can actually measure angles, distance of lines, things like that, area under the curve. So there's points, which again, there was a point up here, but there's another one down here where you can actually make different types of graphs. We've got lines, rays, vectors. Got a whole ton of different ways to make circles. We've got polygons and stuff, which we've been talking about. So you can make rigid polygons, regular polygons, normal polygons, conics, which you may not have seen before, but that's how we can make ellipses and hyperbolas and stuff. And transformations, which is kind of cool. So we were doing similarity and stuff like that, and we'll do transformations later, so this will actually be a good thing for that section. So anyway, let's get started. And so if you notice, there's no undo button at the moment because I haven't actually done anything. And so let's actually just kind of do a point real quick. So I grab the point and I just touch it somewhere, and now up in the kind of middle upper left corner is the undo button. So if I just click that, then all of a sudden it goes away. Let's say I want the point back again. And so what we can do is we can just plot a bunch of points, and notice right away it just starts labeling them for you, which is very cool. And so one of the things that we'll want you to do is use this kind of labeling in the program. And so now if you wanted, you could actually join these together by clicking the line segment tool, and you just click the first point and then the second point, and it connects them together. So you don't have to drag it or anything like that. So it's just a matter of just clicking the points. So just be careful with that. And so if I wanted to join B to C, so again, I click B, I click C, and it joins them together. So now the other thing I can do, so I can use segment to also go from C to some point that isn't actually there yet. So if I just click up here, it'll make a D. So I don't have to have plotted the points first. So theoretically, you could just do line segments with no points whatsoever. You could just start using the line segment and click wherever you want and stuff like that. All right, so if you hit the 3 lines over on the upper left, that opens up a settings for you. And so I'm going to hit clear all. So I'm going to start over again with a brand new screen. And so if we go in to the circle, let's say we go circle with a center through a point. Let's see. So in this case, I click the center. And then what I do is click somewhere else for the point in this case. And so again, so if I already had the point on there, I could just form the circle that way. Now there's also one that you can do, I don't think we're using it in this one, but there's one where you can just like circle with the center and radius. So you actually kind of could choose the radius. So if I click on the center, it says, well, what do you want the radius to be? And I could click 4, and it would automatically make a circle that way. So I don't even need a second point to do one like that. So again, this is kind of a cool activity. It's a lot of fun. There's not much for you to turn in for this one. So if you want to take a picture of your work, like that's kind of the main thing I'm looking for. So in the collaboration, I'll actually make where everybody can take pictures of their, like, 'cause one of the goals that we're going to do is we're going to try to make a rhombus. So I want to see a picture of everybody's rhombus and stuff like that. So I'll put that in the collaboration where you can take a picture and upload it there. And so that way we can all look at each other's rhombuses and stuff like that, and I'll know that you finished the activity. And it'll also be under the assignments too. I'll have the activity under there so I can put it in the grade book. But otherwise, just kind of play around with it. If you get stuck on any of the commands, or if you can't find something, or if something didn't work in the way you wanted it to, just let me know so that way I can help you with it. Otherwise, look for the review. So it's a bunch of practice problems and stuff. And otherwise, I'll see you guys tomorrow, and good luck.